What's up with it? It's your boy Keith Dunn coming straight from the chair. Early morning at the shop, the barber factory. Boom, boom, boom. What's crack-a-lacking with my people? Today, my topic is the reason real men cry. Real men cry. Because any man that cries is for a reason. And the men don't just cry for no reason because they're born by other men telling them that they shouldn't cry. So when a man cries, it's a legitimate reason that he's crying. You know what I'm coming up? So, and if he hasn't been raised by men and he's been raised by a bunch of women, he might be more apt to cry more because he's more emotional. Okay? The women, you have set the scene for the men, little boys, or the fathers you have ran away, or the fathers that have ran away. And that young man came up without a father and with only a mother and sister siblings, without the other young lions that he needed to play with to learn how to control his emotion. We all human beings. We all emotional. Even my dog will cry if I don't give my dog enough attention. It doesn't matter what the being is. You see what I'm saying? It has times when its emotions are turned on, and it's a device made to empty yourself, because you can't stay full of the things that life bring along with you that's troublesome or painful or traumatic trauma, or somebody that done something to you that damaged you. You get damaged. You have a recording that goes on with your life every day. And there's some things that shock the brain and shock the heart in such a way that it's almost you can't be fixed from it. Like if the brain saw the wrong type of traumatic stress, it goes crazy. Like you can't fix it. So what a woman don't understand is that when she has a man, she's more quicker to let a man go. But she should see when she's not good for that man. See, most women just be like, oh, nigga, you ain't did this. Because it's all about them. And that's your problem. You get with somebody and you make it based on what the fuck you want, and it's all about you, and that you show no self-love for that person to what they need in their lives, or that young man that son that you think you bringing up right by. Giving him everything, washing the dishes for him, washing his clothes, taking care of his shoes. When he get to a certain level, if that man was in his life, that man would have told him, no, you need to do that. You sweep the floor, you empty your garbage, you wash your plate. And a woman never does that. So this little young boy gets taken care of this all the way until he's 16, and already he don't have the simple home training thing with just how to be around the house, period. You know what I'm saying? Then when I'm saying at 13, when he's hitting that maturity, going through school and issues coming along with trouble at school and how to deal with it, the mother mostly want to say, I'm going to go down there and fight whoever doing it, and that boy's still looking for somebody else to solve his problems, instead of that man that would be there teaching him how to solve his problems, or how to deal with it, or how to man up and take care of his own issues, and learn how to be strong enough to fight somebody, or to be mentally strong enough to be able to outwit them. Sometimes it ain't all about you got to fight them. It's that you got this hell of a thought pattern, or you've been taught by the right person that you're a king and who you are and what you expect from yourself. So when people see you walking that way, they already know not to cross you, because they know. They look at you and say, no, I ain't going to try him. They can feel the energy off of you, coming off of you, telling them, like, I get that ass for you. You can play if you want to. And I don't mean to say that to be like, oh, you got to be thorough. It's not that. You can be the coolest person it is, but them people will still look back and they'll see your light now. No, that's hot. That'll burn me. That person ain't going to play with me. And they just know it without saying it. So they never cross that line of being disrespectful, because they know that you've been taught that way. I done run across guys they street guys, they rough. They going through shit, they get money, they'll come get a cut in the barbershop, or they'll think I was talking to their girl because their girl bring their sons to get their hair cut. And I'm talking to your girl, I ain't talking to that. But because she got a good relationship with me and the boys getting their hair cut, and they like, oh, we want to get our hair cut by Keith because I'm a man and I know how to talk to young men. You hear your young men talking highly about me because I know how to talk to them, and you haven't talked to your own young men at home. So you get it fixed up like you get it mixed up like, oh, well, you must have said something to my girl. No, I ain't said nothing to your girl. I'm talking to your boys. Your girl appreciate the way I talk to your boys. That's all that was. But this ain't about me in that situation. I'm just telling you how when you teach young men how to be young men, they be enlightened. They know where the source of who fucking with me came from. You know, anybody know who fuck with me. You can go somewhere and anybody, any type of race, know if you go somewhere and you too quiet, you ain't saying nothing to certain people that you're not kicking with. Okay? But we're going back to the real reason why men cry. All right? The number one reason why men cry is trauma. It's trauma. It's something that came along in their life that caused them trauma. They went through something, had a bad upbringing. They lost their parents. They got fired. Something traumatic happened to them in their life that experienced, and when they bring that experience back up inside their head, they traumatized from it. It's like it messes them up, and everything inside of them emotional, because we have emotions. Men are more emotional than women. A lot of women don't pay attention to it. That's why men quick to take it so personal. Oh, if you my woman and you cheated on me, it's personal. You my woman. That's what that man saying. You my woman, and you went and did what? And especially when he know he a real man. And that would really kill him when he know he a real man that's handling his business. It's different between some men that don't know they real man cheating because everything was around you. It's certain real men that know, like, you can mess up and I'll leave you and then we done. But it also still kills them because they know they had somebody real great that was worthy of being with them but didn't live up to what their worthiness was. All right? So the first thing about us that makes us cry or have those emotional breakdowns is the fact that we've been traumatized in some type of way. We've been done wrong. We've been victimized. We've been subjected to some type of ill, traumatic experience in this life that caused us a mental trauma, man, and we it's hard to recoup from that. So when a man cry and he going through a trauma, some type of thing, women, if you got the type of man that went through trauma, don't get it confused with he crying. You know the difference if you've been with that man past 5 years and you never seen him cry, and it's the first time you've seen him cry. So if this is the first time you ever seen him cry and he trusted you with this traumatic experience he's going through to give you that much, because you don't realize when a man cry in front of you, he just gave you the whole world. That's when a man cry in front of you, I'm going to show you how deep it is. It's so emotionally rooted in him that when he cries in front of you, he trusts you almost more than anybody in his circle. He trusts you better than marriage. It's like some people think, oh, you're married, you give your life. That's what matter whether you get married or not. That will tell you whether you're going to get married or not. If you know you've been with that man and you know he don't never really cry, and he cried, and the first time he cried, your dumb ass fucked up and said something negative about it, and in his crying, he had to stop crying. He had to literally stop venting, because that's venting. That's him being able to vent and release this pressure that's on him, because he's about to fucking explode. And when you take that moment or replay that moment ever in life, if you didn't get on that night and to yourself you thought, damn, this nigga cried, you already not the woman for him. You already not the woman for him. Because first of all, you supposed to know whether you got a man or a little boy. And even if you're a little boy, you supposed to also learn to say, okay, this might not be the person to be with, but I'm going to soothe him and I'm going to help him become a man. So even if you didn't select him, that it'd be easy for the next woman to be able to help him work his emotions. You see what I'm saying? Not that you're supposed to help a man, oh, he's too emotional, I can't help you. That's not what it is. You make your decision that he's too emotional, but you keep it to yourself. You keep it to your motherfucking self. Because you're still trying to make somebody that's going to be better for somebody else, even if they're not better for you. All right? So, trauma, women, understanding keeping a man's secret. That's a man's secret to a woman, really. Is that all it is? You ever want him to really respect you, even if he ain't with your ass and years go by? Keep it secret. And he'll always respect you for it. I got a guy that I love him to death. That's like my brother. He don't even know. We don't hang as much as period, but he got his own life, he got stuff going on. But me and the nigga met from day one, we was homies. We just connected right off the thing. And he went through something real traumatic over a woman. You know what I'm talking about? And he always told me, he's like, he still, every time he see me, it's like, if he see me 3 times, out of that 3 times he saw me, 2 times he gonna tell me, bro, man, I remember I was fucked up, G. I was fucked up about the situation, man. And man, you just supported me, man. You never told nobody my secret. I'm like, nigga, you my brother. You my brother, man. And for men that don't know how to be men to men, you gotta learn how to protect your brothers or other men that ain't your brothers. See, because you ain't gotta be on my same side. You ain't gotta be the same clique with me. The thing is, I identify that you real. I understand that you really a man. Now that's when I come out of myself. I don't give a fuck what side you on. That's when I come out of myself to help, not just me, but the man in you. By letting the man in me come out and telling you what you wanted and needed to hear at that time. Bro, I got your back. I understand. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? The same thing as I expect a woman to do for a man, I expect the men to be able to tell any other man the same thing, man. No matter what's his race, gender, whatever, you need to be a man. Because once we raise a man, then those men go out and raise what? Women. All right? They raise women to know how to treat a man. All right? There's a lot of reasons women don't know how to treat a man because they ain't never had no real man that walked out on their ass and then they told themselves, they had to inner reflect and say, I'll never do that again because I lost something that I'll never get back in that person. I lost one of the coldest men, and they got to live the rest of their life with that man was man. But that mostly happened with alpha males. You can be better. You might be beta. You might cry all the time. And it's not the fact that you're crying. It's that you got to get up, pick your shit up, and get your life together. To remove yourself from being a beta male or the type of male that's more likely to settle or to let go or to not happen. You got to understand what you're settling for. Did you settle for A or did you settle for B? You know what I'm talking about? So with that, on that subject, women, learn how to keep your man's secret. And men, learn how to uplift them brothers, man. Your brothers, cousins, uncles, anybody that you saw that was a man. Not somebody just crying for shit. Somebody was a man, or any man, period, that needs you to say something to keep from jumping off the cliff. Just tell them what the fuck you need to know. All right? Tell them, bro, I love you. For the brothers on the other end, and any white male, black, anybody else that's in positivity, man, with your life and understand how this shit should really be going. Because man is man. You know what I'm talking about? Because I know who I am as a man. I know I'm from kings and queens. So you can't tell me shit about me. You can't defeat me by telling me what I can't have and what I don't want. What I will do is keep fucking working. I will dig harder. I will go at mine because I'm going to get mine. You get it? So that's the difference. So whether a man or woman don't understand me, it's all right because Keith got himself too. And that's one more thing within a person. You have to know who you are within yourself. You kind of got to be able to take care of yourself. You got to have another person that take care of you. When you doing it wrong, you got to be positive enough to say, hold on, man, let's get our shit together, bro. That ain't us. We ain't going. We ain't going. So on that, one of the real reasons why men cry is because of trauma. That's number one. Blood force trauma. And women give men straight that when a woman just comes out and say the worst thing she could have ever said to a man. And if he know he's a man, if he know he's a lion, you just killed yourself, female species. If the man know he a lion and you say the worst thing you could say to him, You done. You can call beta males bitches. You can say certain things to beta males. Or they might stay with you. They'll go through a bunch of shit. But alpha, he gonna let your ass go. Just know that. So don't say the wrong thing to the wrong man, okay? Number 2. Another reason why real men cry: defeat. At the face of defeat. When a man has been defeated, and it might not be like he's defeated, he might be temporarily defeated in a process of something that he really wanted passionately. Like he could taste it. It was so close to him. He could taste it. He knew, I got this. Or the ideal job, or the thing that stops me from being broke, or being less of a man, or not having nothing, or nothing. I was right there. It was in the palm of my hand. I could have had it, and somehow he lost it. He might not cry to the whole world. Nobody might not never know nothing about how he felt but him. In that moment of his defeat, he had to go get off to a corner to himself and release. I've been there. I'm going to tell you, because I've been there. I ain't want nobody to see me. But I wanted something so bad, and I had it right there. And I was like, man, this right here. This is all I need right here. This all my answers and everything I want to do in life. Financially, all that, being able to be a man to my family, being able to be a man to my son, my daughter, being able to feed them right when I want to, just because I accomplished this one thing, slipped through my hands. And it's almost like losing somebody. Not quite as hard, but like a third of it. Because even playing it back right now, I can feel the hurt from it. That's how bad it hurted me. I was defeated in that process. And it made me, believe it or not, it made me realize that it's like you failed. The biggest test, one of the biggest tests you'll have in your life, is like you failed that test. But really, you don't fail the test. You only fail if you quit. You keep going at it until you accomplish. You fail in life to succeed. You fail in life to succeed. You keep going through whatever you're going to go through in life until you succeed. However you're going to be down in life, you keep being a man enough. I'm going to fail my way to success. I'm going to fail my way to the top. And once I get on at the top, ain't no looking back. I only want to team up with winners. After that, I only want to do winner moves, winner activities. That's all. All I want to do is be a winner after that. You know, and a lot of ways you're doing that is because God sends you through so much. He makes you go through so much to where you can, so that you can relate, you can identify with who you are by knowing how much you can go through. Like, you really don't know the level of how much shit you can go through and how to weather it. You think, oh, some certain thing, those things that break you, now that same thing that broke me, now that task will come along. If I had the same task now, I'd just be like, fuck it, I'm finna do it over again. But at that moment when it happened, it defeated me. It fucked me up. And I remember that moment, and that moment still plays back. And that moment still hurts. But ain't that tripped out that if something else came just as successful now that I wanted to achieve and I didn't get it, I'd be like, fuck it. It must have not been meant. You see that? Now my mind state of it changed because I keep God here first, number one. Don't put nothing before it, no nothing, no religion, no nothing. I'm just a spiritual man, period. I believe in walking in what God tells me in my head. It comes in and I put it to the world. If he tells me to do good, I do my best to obey him to the max. I ain't gonna tell you I do it all the time, but I try my best. If he tell me to do it, I try my best to just get myself in a pattern of just doing what I hear him telling me to do. And before I couldn't think that I could hear God telling me what to do, but he has. One of my friends told me, like, yeah, you listen to God. I'm like, what you mean? How the fuck you know I listen to God? Because you ain't been back in trouble since you got out. And I'd be like, damn. Because what's weird was, it seemed like I was teaching him for a long time, the guy. Not to get off subject, but it seemed like I was teaching him for a long time. And he's a man of God too. And but he's younger and he just keeps doing what he's doing. But he was able to see what I didn't even see. So when I thought I was teaching him, what tripped out was, that's when they say you can learn even from a baby. So when I thought I was teaching him, he came back and told me what I needed to know, what I needed to hear, by saying, yeah, God talking to you too. Well, really, because you ain't never got in trouble again. I'm like, dang, he ain't never lied. And that's what it is. And so the whole thing really is that people be trying to love these things of the earth, people, these things are awesome because God gave them to you. Like your son, God gave them to you. But love God first because God saw it in you to put this gene in you that bring forth life. You know what I'm talking about? God could have kept that for himself. If you wanted the reward, so you have to go straight to him and ask for the reward. But I still give the reward, ask for the reward because God made me that way to be able to produce something with a female that brings forth life. That's all I'm saying. And that's all that's right. He made man, he made woman. When they come together, they make life. Anything else don't make life. Man, don't make life. Woman, don't make life. The population will simply die off. But if it's man and woman, no matter what color it is, Chinese, black, red, Indian, Puerto Rican, you put man and woman together, they're going to make life. So that means it's right. So that means anything that same sex is right because it produces life, okay? So that's the only thing about that subject, right? And so that's what I'm talking about. We go back to when real men cry. Second reason why real men cry is because of defeat. And this defeat, they never show nobody else. They really don't never show nobody when they're defeated. So they'll take it to themselves. They'll go off to get to themselves, whether they go drink, whether they go smoke a little something, they'll get off to themselves and they'll savor it out. They'll let it go and they'll remember it because it's something that hurt them because they was defeated in that process. The third thing, and the most detrimental thing that make men cry that I think that I know is deep emotional loss. A death of a child, a mother, a father, something that can't be replaced, that it will never be again, a wife, a daughter, you know what I'm talking about? Those type of deep emotional pains, it's like the only time that anybody allows us to cry. Anybody allows us as men, women, anybody else allows us to cry. The only time we can really show emotional is in death. Which is crazy because I feel like I'm supposed to be able to be emotional when my son takes his first steps. I feel like I should be able to be emotional when my wife married me. We stand before God and get married. I feel like I should be able to be emotional when too much stress for the day. I'm trying to figure out how to keep bills paid. Women don't even like to have to pay bills by themselves. Damn sure don't want to take care of no man. That's the problem. But if you love that man, and that man brings everything else into the house, he takes care of the kids, clean, cook, does everything else, and if you financially fit, and the roles have flipped, but you love that man, and you know he a real man, and it works for the family for it to be flipped, well, I think you should love that man and keep doing what you're doing. Stop complaining. A woman came here the other day and she complained about being with her man since 2010 to now, and and her daughter was in the shop too. So we're in the shop and her daughter's in the shop, and then she's sharing her information about her life and about her husband, what he did and how he's making experiments and he got these things. I'm like, but what if one of those things pay off that he's doing? He don't want to work for nobody else. That makes sense. He want to be a boss. He want to be a boss. You don't understand that he want to be a boss? And that you're carrying the family from right now. Maybe he's testing you. Maybe he's smart enough to see how long will she carry me. It's not that a man wants a woman to carry him. Any real man don't want a woman to carry him. And women, if you got a man that really, if he does make it past 2 years and got you carrying him and don't try to go get something else to make money and still do his little hustle hobbies, then you should make your mind up to let him go. But I told her, you still love him. I said, because if you allow him to still come and have sexual relations with you, you still fed him, you still, even though y'all switched with sharing separate rooms, it's because that alone would make you leave him really if he's in the house with you and he in a different room. So what I'm saying with that is that you definitely have to understand that if you're still allowing that, you still love that man, period. But for women that do allow that, that won't allow that, well, you need to know between, look, nigga, I'm gonna give you 2 years to get your shit going. After that, and just keep it real with him. And you give him a timeline, and then he'll live up to that timeline. You know what I'm saying? Because he know what he has to do within 2 years. But if you don't give him no timeline, then he'll lay on you because he see you want to do. He might be a nothing ass nigga. He might be not even. I give him all names. So it's alpha, beta. I give you a kappa. And that's the lowest on the totem. Like you ain't even beta, so you ain't making no decisions, no plans, no nothing. So I say kappa, you got your kappa right there. You know what I'm talking about? And that nigga don't want to do nothing. He won't do nothing, ain't trying to do nothing, and you're going to be stuck with him for the rest of your life. But back to the topic about real men cry is deep emotional loss from something that they lost something they can't get back. That's the reason why we cry and we suffer in such a way that it takes away the spirit of a man. You know, you lose the spirit of a man. You're all of that. Your trauma, you're defeated, you're deep, your emotional loss. All of that stuff is in it. It's the maximum, and he has to really not go crazy. Some people go crazy after losing some people, and they can't get back to who they was because that person they loved so much and they wouldn't allow themselves to let go. Left and they maxed it up. And I'm gonna show you guys and women a good way where I found that loving anybody to love it right. First, number one, love yourself. Kiss yourself. I'm not in love with me, but I love who I am. I love my character. You know, we might look at outside and say, oh, he's a nice looking man. Ooh, I ain't all obsessed with that. I ain't obsessed how pretty you is. You want to really impress me? Put some God in you. Shake a little God, a lot of God. Shake shit out of God on him. And then give me a healthy mind space. Your mind space is unbelievable. Ooh-wee! That's so sexy to me. And you could be the ugliest woman in the world while I love you to death. Just because your mental mind space, your spirit, and your mind space, where you at, how you learn to evolve and work around and cater to and be submissive. Women, submissive is in your mental mind space. It's in your mental mind space. I'm submissive to my woman because I can look at my woman when she come through the door in the morning. I'm like, okay, she had a rough day. So I'm a man all the way around. I cook, clean, go make the bread, whatever the fuck, alpha. You fuck up, I check you. I ain't trying to check you, but if you did it to where I had to check you, I'm gonna do what the fuck I gotta do. I'm gonna say what I'm supposed to say. But when you need emotional, to relax, to a good massage, a little head massage, babe, just come in, just take a nap. I got the house. Just take a nap, babe. I got the groceries. Take a nap, baby. I got the car. I'm a man of men. I fix everything. You know what I'm talking about? I do everything. I understand how to do it all. The emotional with my kid, the emotional with my daughter, the emotional with my son, the emotional with my woman. And even my niggas. I know how to be hard, check them, and I know how to say, nigga, I'm proud of you. All right? So those are the 3 traumatic things why real men cry. I just wanted to get that out because my day is coming to where it needs to start. But I needed to put that out to you guys today. For everybody, you got somebody to love. Stop thinking about you. It ain't about you. And make it about them. And when you make it about them, they'll make it about you. So really, you helping yourself out by helping others. With that again, it's your boy Keith, done putting in emotional memories tonight. And the word for the day is love and let love. I salute you. One.